Hey guys, this is Winner By Forfeit. I'm Kilt,
I'm Annie.
I'm Kat.
and this is our podcast about the channel, our days, our lives, our topics, whatever comes up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Woo.
we'll figure it out as we go. It's definitely a work in progress.
Yeah. So, how's everyone's days gone?
Good.
pretty good.
If you're
Yeah,
asking me.
tired, but it's good.
Yeah. It's something that we're working on. It's something we're not really good at so far.
Please bear with
Possibly will be.
Possibly will be. I think we will definitely be good at it.
us. We'll see about that. No, yes.
Confidence is
But-
key, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. Let's move. We've prepared some of the topics. Yeah.
Yep.
About.
Yeah,
Let's start with how we met. Okay. Is that good?
all right. Who wants to go first?
Well, did I meet you first, Annie, or did you meet Kat first?
I
think-
I'm pretty sure I met you first.
I think
Okay,
so.
Because that was years ago, dude.
Yeah, it was like 6 years ago.
Oh,
So-
wow.
We met on the 8-Bit Drummer stream in his Discord,
Hmm.
and we didn't really talk to begin with.
Yeah. All I remember is just your nickname, and I don't even know what you were talking about in the channel.
Yeah, and I think we only really became like really good friends once we started playing Rocket League together,
Hmm.
and then that's about it. I think we just kept playing Rocket League every day,
That
and
was.
that's yeah,
I think we even talked before about 8-bit.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we watched his stream sometimes together
yeah.
and talk about it. And then there was I don't know, 2 years silence. And then you bought Rocket League. And after a couple of hours, couple hundred hours, you started playing with me, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there was like a 2-year window again.
It was
Not
love at
talking.
love at first sight after 2
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So were you a mod on 8-Bit's channel yet, or were you just?
Well, that was like when he had like
10 viewers.
10 viewers,
Yeah.
Okay,
and I wasn't
gotcha,
a
gotcha.
mod until he had like 50.
I see. Okay.
And I was
So-
never
Gotcha,
mod.
gotcha.
You was never mod, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Eddie.
But yeah. So how did you guys meet? 'Cause I actually don't know.
It was weird because from the way I remember it, which could be completely wrong because everything's kind of blurred together past couple years. But I actually met Annie because of a friend that I had, Kimball. You guys both know.
Yeah.
He told me about this gaming community back when I was like really trying to be good in Rocket League and all that, looking for people to play. And he was like, "Hey, you want to join this gaming community? There's some pretty cool people in there." And so I joined UCS, and he was a mod. I don't know if he still is. And so through him, I got to meet all the other mods, which is how I met Annie. So that's basically the story of how I met with him, and that was like 2016, 2017 maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was 3 to 4 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
When you say
But,
2016, I'm like, oh, that's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, it's been a while.
Not anymore. But yeah,
And
I
then
thought we
met
actually
Kat
met.
through you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around that I met Kat through you.
No.
No.
I don't remember it was UCS, but jeez. those were
Yeah.
years.
It's been that long, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't even. That's the thing is, I don't even remember when I met Allie. The first thing I remember about, like, one of the first times I remember of talking to you or hanging out with you is when, Annie asked me to do the Cinnamon Raisin song on the stream.
Oh my god.
And then you were like, "Oh, hey, maybe I could get the 8-Bit drummer to play it on stream." And I was just like, my tiny little mind was blown back then.
Oh yeah.
And
I
that was
remember
like
that.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know when we actually like met for the first time.
Like my earliest memory of you is you asking me to play in scrims for Emily season 6. You asked me to help you guys with the puffins.
Oh God, yeah.
And it was me, you, Jeremy, and Cloud Fuel. Or maybe Apollo, I'm not sure.
I think it could have been Apollo.
But that's my earliest memory of you,
Dang.
from what I remember.
Yeah, that was late 2017, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, yeah, late 2017 going into 2018.
And that's been 3 years now. All of us have known
it
each other.
still sounds
Yeah.
like it was like, oh, that was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that long ago, but when you think about it,
Yeah.
it feels like ages.
Mm.
And now we're all best friends.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean something like that.
Which is weird because we all live in different countries. Whoa.
Yeah, which that's been interesting, but I'm sure
Where
we'll
do
talk
you
about
live,
that
Annie?
more.
I live in Slovakia. Where do you live in?
I live in Scotland. Where do you live, Kat?
I live in Kansas in the
What's
United
the zip
States
code?
of America.
America.
Guess that?
But yeah. Different countries, different time zones.
It's been
It's a challenge.
experience. Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into more of that a little later on.
Yeah, in different podcasts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm. So, we're just gonna move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
What do we do for a living? Basically, just I was thinking like just literally tell your life, how it went, what happened.
Oh,
Don't have to
God.
start.
Okay.
super
I was
early.
gonna say we'd be here all day. if I
No.
did that.
Start like I don't know, college or high school. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Like
So who wants
when
to
you
go
start
first?
at gaming, pretty much.
When I started
Okay.
gaming? Oh, when I came out
Okay.
the room.
I mean, I could go first.
Yeah,
sure.
Because my gaming history was pretty short and not much to be of note until I actually got a good PC. But I don't know. I've been playing games since I was but a wee little lad. But a lot of the time, I mean, I'm not gonna call myself a hardcore gamer now, but I was pretty casual back then. I mostly played like party games, like Nintendo games. I used to be a huge like sports nerd. So I played a lot of sports games. But it wasn't until I actually graduated high school and started working and then actually got enough money to build a nice PC for the time. And my friend, who was really good at Rocket League when it first came out, showed it to me, and I was like, oh, "What is this? I want to be able to do that. It's like soccer, but with remote control cars with boosts and stuff." And then so from there, I mean, the rest is kind of history. I've been playing it for a long time, and then thankfully having a nicer PC now, I can actually play some of the better games, and I'm not limited by certain constraints that aren't
Like your internet.
yeah, that aren't as bad anymore, considering where consoles are, but
Hmm.
back then it was a bit more difficult. Yeah, that was mostly where I came from in terms of gaming.
What did you study in college, actually?
I've kind of been going back and forth, but it's mostly been liberal arts just because of like they don't have a specific degree. At least unless I just went straight into like music theory and stuff like that. But I've been like kind of debating and figuring out on like what exactly I want to do, because after getting out of high school, kind of like this whole school thing isn't. I don't really care too much about it. I'm not like, oh man, I want to go to school and be a doctor or a vet. It's like I want to make art. Great, I have to take 2 years of more general education before I can even start. Awesome. So I don't know. It's been a process of just trying to figure out what exactly.
Yeah, that's how I was pretty much as well. I'm like, oh my god, college. Then fucking went college, and after a few months, I'm like, what did I do to my life?
I will say the nice thing about college though was like in high school, I was like, oh man, I gotta go to school from this time to this time for 5 days a week. Ugh. In college, it was like, oh man, 3 hours, 3 days a week. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it was so much nicer. I did like that about it. But what were your guys' experiences growing up with games and stuff? How did you guys get into that?
Do you want to go first, Danny?
Sure. Well, this goes back a lot. I think I got a PS1 when I was 9-ish. But like our dad actually bought it like for us, but he was the one who was gaming with it the most. It's like that's how we like declared it to our mom, like it's for the kids. Like all nights he was fucking gaming a rally cross. What was it called? Something with rally.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. It was.
I think I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I started playing like Crash Bandicoot and shit. Own it. That was nice times. And then I got like a PC, but without internet first. Like a couple of years later.
Mm-hmm.
And the first game I ever played was actually Neverhood. And it was on 4 floppy disks. Because my friend from the flat had it, so I borrowed it from him. And that was fucking tough times. Because no internet, the game was like puzzles. Yeah, and you had no internet, so no one could help you with it. So you had to figure that shit out. Yeah. Then I started gaming for real when we got internet. Like,
cut. All right, come back in.
like I was a hardcore World of Warcraft player.
Oh, okay,
Since like
yeah.
15.
I've had a couple of friends who were pretty big into that over the years.
Yeah, dude.
I think some of them still play, actually.
Like I played for solid 8 years, then I quit.
Damn.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, I even started on fucking streaming World of Warcraft on Justin TV, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay, yeah, that's we're going way back in the days of the
Yeah.
internet and streaming here.
But yeah, then I went to high school, still gaming, and then I went to college, still gaming. Bad decision to go college because I do completely different thing than I studied. So
yeah, sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah. But yeah, I code for a living. I'm a programmer, software developer, other things you can call it.
Script kiddie.
Script. Yeah. But yeah, I studied mechatronics, engineering, and I do coding for a living.
So what kind of things does that entail, like mechatronics?
Robots, mostly.
Ah.
It's like automation. Automatization? What's that word?
Yeah.
Automation, yeah.
Automation, yeah. Pretty much.
And would you do that if you could? Or are you happy with coding?
Not anymore.
Yeah, coding's
I'm happy with coding. I love it. But
I know that because we spent about 5 hours coding today.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, if I actually got my first job in mechatronics instead of coding, I would probably stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I would never change.
And now,
I've gone too far.
Ali?
About me, let's see. I started playing COD. Nintendo 64, original Game Boy, original PS1.
Yeah.
My family, like my dad's side especially, like my granddad, my cousin, my dad, all played like Gran Turismo. And that's like the games I got into to begin with. And I think when we first got the PS2 is when I really got into it. Because I had games like the original Star Wars Battlefront, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Vice City.
Oh, dude.
and I was way too young to be playing those games. But I think, like, I wouldn't say I was like not into gaming before then, but this is when I really got into it. It's when I started going onto the internet and looking up guides and looking at videos and looking up cheats because we don't talk about it.
I mean, hey, everybody wants a different gaming experience.
Yeah,
if I
was like 9. It's fine.
If I said I've never used cheats in video games, I would be lying through my through my teeth.
But after that, into high school, started playing like COD 4, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Every day with friends, like you were playing sports outside, and then if it's raining, which it mostly is, then we're playing video games all the time. And that's when I think it was like early high school, I got into like Justin TV. I used to watch like 4-player podcast playing like horror games in like 360p, which was high tech at the time.
Yeah, now it's like garbage.
And then
back into DSLs.
I think around late high school, I started getting really depressed because I was like, God, I hate school so much. I want to get like it wasn't so much the school, but as the people I hated so much.
I can feel that, and yeah.
Yeah, and add a sprinkling of anxiety on top. It's fine.
Oh yeah, we all had that.
So
I'm sure we can make a whole different podcast about all our things that we've got through.
I started pursuing a degree in legal. I think it's like legal duties, which is like a precursor to a law degree.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Me neither, actually.
And then I had a death in the family, which really triggered the pre-mentioned anxiety and depression. Plus, that was when my grandmother's dementia started getting really bad.
Ooh, that's just a lot on top of a lot.
Yeah, it was like just one thing after another, man. And this was like 6 months into my degree. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take time off, care for my family, make sure everything's okay. Because everyone else in my family at that time was working 4-time jobs. So, and the only people that my grandmother had was me, my mum, my dad, my sister, and that's it. Because everyone else lived miles away. So I spent a lot of time caring for my grandmother. I ended up going back to college for a coaching degree in sports.
Oh, cool.
I'm qualified in soccer/football, tennis, basketball. I could probably do volleyball. IQ, yeah. So I got some qualifications in individual sports, but the overall degree I ended up quitting because I was like, I don't really enjoy it as much. And that's when I started working for 8-Bit. I worked for 8-Bit for about 2-3 years, plus my part-time job on top of that. Because I work as a baker. I bake bread.
He gets the bread.
I make the bread. I get the bread. Yeah, and it's like I think it's my first paycheck for my part-time job. It was like December 4 years ago. I spent it all on a PC, which is the one I still have right now.
Nice.
And I was like I started playing Rocket League just before that on a really shitty 6-core CPU, which is pretty good, but the graphics card was dog shit.
Dude,
I was getting like 30 FPS minimum settings, and I was still clapping kids. I was like, I love this game. I actually started watching the prequel to Rocket League.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I watched that back in the day before Rocket League was out. So when Rocket League started coming out, I was so hyped for it. And I couldn't play it for 3 seasons.
Ooh, yeah.
So, but, through that, I met you guys, I met a bunch of great people that I talk to every day. Games I'm into at the moment, Starbase, if it's even a game.
It's just a
Escape from Tarkov, which is doing its best impression at being a game. And Rocket League. So...
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to see was like, what Well, obviously, what everyone's favorite game is, but what is the first game you guys remember playing? Because I know mine, which is weird. Cause
Do we
barely
count
remember playing
like not consoles? What are they called? The like Nintendo and shit.
handhelds.
Handhelds, yeah. Do we count
Yeah.
that?
Tetris.
I mean, they're still games. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Tetris.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
But I think the first game I put like a decent amount of hours on was Super Mario 64.
Yeah. I was too young and stupid to play good 64 games. My brain and attention span was not there. First game I remember playing was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game for like the SNES. Back at my like grandma's house. That
wow.
or God, what was it? Was it Super Mario Bros. 3 that was also on the SNES? I don't remember. I think so.
I think so.
Maybe. I think so. That one as well.
What about you, Annie?
Sorry. I think the first like actual game outside handhelds was Tekken 3 on PS1.
Oh my god, Tekken.
That was so good, dude. I don't even know how I spent so much time playing alone, and it was fucking Tekken.
Me and my whole video game career.
But I played a lot with my dad as well, and obviously I always win.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was just mashing the buttons, and I was getting all the combos.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I'm doing, but I was fucking winning.
But you were the man.
But yeah, and then Crash Bandicoot, the original series. Then a lot of... Oh, yeah. NHL 95, dude.
What?
Yep.
I've never heard of that.
Oh,
Dude.
sports games. Hell yeah.
NHL
That was my
1995.
Oh,
Five.
NHL, yeah.
Dude, the puck was like... I don't know. No, the net was like twice the size of the puck. Like, the puck was huge. The graphics were so bad, but it was fun.
Yeah. Back in simpler times when I didn't care about graphics as much. It was just like, this is a fun video game.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
That's why I loved Vice City and San Andreas. Like, the graphics were shit, but the game was so good.
It was ahead of its time.
Yep,
Easily.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, besides from games, what else do you guys enjoy doing?
I mean, I could go because
Yeah.
I have a couple other things I do. I would say like just in general, anything art related that I can do if possible. Things that I like doing that I'm not very good at that I don't do very often. Things like drawing or like cinematography, photography. That stuff's fun. I used to do a lot of creative writing that I haven't done as much of. I did so much freaking. Yeah, I know you're gonna give me flack for this, but I did so much poetry in high school.
Oh, who didn't? Who
Like,
didn't?
not just poetry, but like even started doing slam poetry, which was awesome at the time, and it's still awesome. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I did a bunch of creative writing. I still like doing it, and I'd say the other thing besides like games or like watching shows, like anime. Call me a weeb, I don't care.
Anime bro.
I would say it had to be music, like playing guitar. I like making music, whether it's good or bad. I just enjoy it. It's fun.
Are you saying you made the intro to this podcast, Kat?
I'm not saying that I did, but I did.
Wow, such talent.
Wow.
Thank you. Much wow. Yeah, I think the only thing like regarding music is a part of me is just kind of like I feel limited just because I'm a poor boy, not from a poor family, but just that music is freaking expensive to get into.
I feel you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, God, thank God there's free stuff, but man, some of it's not great. So it's like, oh, you want to make dubstep or like house, but you don't have any good software, good luck finding good samples and figuring it out yourself. Have fun.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Back in the days, the FL Studio times.
Yeah, I would say that those are my hobbies that I enjoy doing when I'm not working on this or doing whatever else.
Nice. What about
Yeah,
you, Annie?
Yeah, what do you guys like to do?
Well, it's a lot of change lately, but I used to enjoy, or I played a guitar a lot for like 10 years, but I haven't had it in hand for past 2 years. It's literally in a dark room. Yeah. I would need a lot of maintenance by now. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just stopped doing that. But then a couple of months ago, I'm like, I want to play piano. So I bought a fucking keyboard.
Piano,
And I don't spend that much time doing it. I should. I'm still learning though. But yeah, I enjoyed music a lot before. I actually had 3 bands back in throughout high school, college, and life. I had 3 bands.
Nice. I've never been a part of a band.
It wasn't a real band. We never had a... Yeah.
Mostly for lack of trying, because I was just like, I just want to make music.
It was mostly just like friends playing together in a garage-ish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had time. We had good times.
Nice.
And, yeah, but yeah, other than that, I don't know. Just playing games and streaming was fun back in the days too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I'll go then.
Yeah, go on.
Your turn. You have the floor, sir.
A lot of my hobbies are quite useful for running a YouTube channel. Who would have guessed?
That is very true.
I like doing cinematography and photography like that. I used to do a bunch of, nature photography and stuff.
Ooh, that stuff's always fun.
I love doing like photo manipulation, stuff like Photoshop.
So you're saying you're the one who has done our thumbnails first off, mostly?
Maybe. I definitely help with that, yeah. I enjoy video editing. Crazy. What else?
Yeah, it's
I like
wild.
reading. Yeah, I like reading. I've read about 40 books in the last year.
Damn.
I haven't read
I have it on my phone.
since like
it's really convenient.
Actually, I take that back because college.
Yeah, you haven't read since like you've been forced to.
I haven't read for fun since probably maybe middle school. Like, it's been a long time.
I think that's something my family's been really strict on, is reading for fun. Because my sister loves reading as well. She's doing an English degree right now.
Gotcha.
But right now I'm reading like mostly fantasy and sci-fi. So stuff like Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives series with a new book coming out soon, and I can't wait for it. But aside from that, stuff like music. I used to play drums.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't
know. Learning all sorts of new things here. I forgot Annie played guitar.
Yeah, like I'm setting up my drums now. It's an E-drum kit, and it's sitting disconnected with wires everywhere. I should just throw it out at this point and buy a new one.
But, oh my god, guys, we should make a band!
How do we practice, though?
Yeah, we don't have time anymore.
I mean more... write material. Easy. And
would we
we'll record it, and no practice required.
Okay.
We're not gonna have like live shows or anything. Let's be real.
Yeah, obviously.
We all like Skype in or something. Yeah.
But what else? Video games, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fish stuff. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, me and Annie both have fish tanks in our houses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Thought you meant
shrimp,
like fishing.
betta fish, etc., etc.
Cool.
I really like doing aquascaping, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Trying to think. Twitch, a lot of Twitch, a lot of YouTube. I'm doing market research. What if I'm telling myself anyway? Yeah.
Yeah, I consume a lot of YouTube as well.
But yeah, music, I listen to a lot of music, a lot of rap music. I don't know what you guys listen to.
Everything. I mean, I say everything, but there are like specific things I listen to more, but I'm pretty open in like music. Most I say a lot just because of like I want to expand my own musical horizons of like how does this genre function? Why does stuff like this work? But I mean, I would say the main stuff that I listen to a lot would have to be things like metal would be one of them. K-pop, which is I love the way they structure their songs and write compared to the West. Like it's so different. I love it. Classical music, like soft pop. I don't know what you would call it. Not like indie, but it's very like acoustic.
Oh, I feel you. I know what you mean.
Kind of, yeah. I say those are kind of like the main stuff that I listen to, and then it's like other stuff that I just enjoy on occasion, like Eurobeat, which is the best thing ever. Like melodic dubstep, a bunch of other stuff. I don't have like one thing that I love, and then everything else is just kind of shut out.
Yeah, same. Well, before I had Russian Harvest. It's like a separate era in your life.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much down for everything too. But before I was like hardcore into rock and indie. When I actually played guitar. And but yeah, now I really enjoy like chill step and lo-fi.
Yeah, that stuff's always nice.
I really love listening to it when coding at work. Helps me concentrate and think.
Lo-fi beats to relax and study to and code to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gosh.
I had to.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, the other thing I wanted to ask is what was everybody's favorite game?
Gosh.
Like throughout the whole life.
Yeah, of all time, what is your favorite game you've ever played? Or if you can't decide, try to pick like maybe at least two.
Okay, I was gonna pick two.
Okay.
And it's both from PS2. It's GTA San Andreas. I put so much hours into that game. And it's part of the game that got me into like online forums and stuff.
Exactly.
Because there was so much Easter eggs in it. And the other one was the original Star Wars Battlefront on PS2.
I remember playing
because I'm a massive Star Wars nerd.
See,
But,
I myself am like, I really am not too big into the universe. I will openly admit that I have barely seen any of the movies, and I don't care if I get chastised for it.
I'm not really like big into the movies, but it's like the games. There were so many games back then as well.
Oh yeah.
And there was like extended universe books as well. I read a lot of. I was a massive nerd. I also played sports, so it's cool.
Weren't we all in some way?
But yeah, that was probably the two games that really like shaped my taste in games.
Yeah, I agree with San Andreas, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna add Crash Bandicoot, because like even that game gives you nerves, but you still enjoy it. It's like you're suffering, but you enjoy it.
I think they have the word for that, Annie.
What?
Yeah,
What
because
is
of
it?
masochism.
Yeah. For me, I would say it's two games that most people probably don't know of, or like at least not a lot of people have played. I would say the first being one that was at the top for a long time would be Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which was on GameCube, which is the only. It's not a mainline Pokemon game, but it's the only other Pokemon game I'm aware of on console that you can like actually roam around and has a story and stuff. It's so good. I love it so much. The music's amazing. And like Pokemon in general is just like out of I'd say all the games and especially Nintendo franchises, Pokemon was the one that I latched onto the most at an early age. But in recent memory, like the game that I just absolutely love is Finding Paradise. I don't know
I
if
haven't heard
either
of
of you,
it.
I don't know if either of
No.
you guys have played To the Moon before or heard of that game.
I've been meaning to on stream.
It's so okay. So basically, Finding Paradise is the sequel to the Moon. To the Moon's really good. Finding Paradise is basically just like a very emotionally story-driven game. Kind of just about like living life and how exactly someone does that and copes with the hardships that they're given and stuff like that. It's super good. The music's amazing as well, and I just love it to bits. It's so good. Oh, and there are so many references to other games as well, or just like other popular culture, like Dragon Ball Z, Final Fantasy, Legend of Zelda, and a bunch of others. And I was just like, wait for it. Okay. And I was just like, I really love that little subtle stuff that they just kind of add in as like a nod to other stuff that come before it. I just really love that game so much.
Cool.
Yo, do you remember the really old multiplayer for San Andreas?
On online, like on
Yeah.
the console.
No, actually PC. I think it was on like PC.
The SAMP. It's
Yes.
called. Yeah. I tried to play it, but back then my internet was so bad I couldn't play it.
Dude, I remember like there was like I have really bad memories of this, or not bad, but like I barely remember it. But there was one server that I played a lot on that had these crazy speedrun maps.
Yeah.
Or like full speed maps, if you know Trackmania. And
yeah, okay.
I was really good in that server. Like I was ranking so high and shit. Back then in days. That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. You saying speedrun has reminded me of my third favorite game, which is Super Monkey Ball.
I remember playing that on the DS all the time.
I played it on... It must have been a console. Because it was like one of the first... I think it was the first one that came out. And it was so weird because...
I'm gonna fact check this real quick while you talk about it.
Yeah. It was weird because you didn't control the monkey. You controlled the stage, which was very mind-trippy for a young me.
Oh, yeah,
and still, even now, I don't understand it. But, oh my god, spending hours grinding, trying to get the best time.
It's for the GameCube. That was the first one.
I'm pretty sure it came out on like a different one as well. I didn't have a GameCube. Well, I did have a GameCube, but for a very short time.
Alright, let me see. Go through games.
I'm sure it got like ported to like Xbox.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do you know if it was the first one or not?
It might have been the second one. Or Super Monkey Ball Advanced or something.
Oh yeah, it might have. Yeah, it got ported later onto the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, I just love it so much. It's just the announcer voice is so good. The music's so good. The stages, there's like 50 stages, and it's so it just scratches that itch of perfecting something.
I forgot what. Oh yeah. I was gonna ask something else that popped into my head. I thought would be interesting to discuss. Since Andy mentioned rankings, has there been any game through your life that you've been like really good at or placed really well at?
Rocket League.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's to say, like, before that, I basically didn't really care or try too hard. I mean, I played COD, but that was mostly just for fun with friends. And
yeah.
Well,
you're
actually,
a teenager, you don't care.
Back in the WoW days, but it was on a private server. But like really big. I think the biggest one, it was called, I don't even know what, and I shouldn't say it anyway. But But I was rank 2 in 3v3 back then for like 4 seasons.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we actually gone to if I find that video, I'll send you one at some point. But we went to they held a $500 for first place tournament like every year, and we placed 4th. Like we didn't get any money, of course, because it was only for the first 3 places. But we did really well for our first tournament, and yeah, that was a lot of fun, a lot of nerves. But yeah, I think WoW was the game I was best at, like ever. Even Rocket League, I'm still trash.
I mean, like 0.1%.
Yeah.
Top 1.
Yeah,
0.1% player.
we all joke about how we're bad at the game or we're garbage, but that's all like relative to the other point whatever percent. It's like when people say like, oh, you're trash, I was like, well, statistically no. But in like maybe the small sphere of the players at the top, then I mean sometimes it depends.
But
yeah.
The thing is with Rocket League, you can learn the mechanics. You can learn the gameplay, you can learn strategies and shit. But in WoW, back in days, like TBC and Waddle, it was really, the 3v3 and 2v2 was really based on intuition. Like you really had to predict a lot of stuff ahead and plan for it. Like you had to, a lot of moves had to be based by intuition.
Yeah, I got you.
And that's not something. Well, you can learn it, but the game was hard.
It's something you like.
You can't train for it really.
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
Rocket League is kind of like a real sport where you can start out being not very good at it, and through like a lot of work and just more experience playing the game, you'll get better. But with certain things, it's like if you don't like have the skill or just like the awareness of whatever it may be, you might just not be able to reach the top. You could still be good, but there could still just be people above you who are just they have an innate ability to do whatever it is that you just can't.
Yeah, it's hard on a different level, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well, I think I really enjoy playing like games in a competitive setting. It really scratches that itch I had when I used to play a lot of sports as a kid.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
At least
I would never play for money.
That's the thing. Like I remember starting out in Rocket League, and I was like, I really wanted to drive hard for it, and then eventually when I did hit that top rank, after like a year of playing, I kind of was like, well, I could actually like try and keep pushing it and put in a ton of time, and like maybe take it somewhere. It's like I like playing and having good competition, but at the same time, I still want to like have fun with what I'm doing. I don't want to be like
yeah. That's why Emily is really good. Minor league sports.
Yeah.
Even if I'm playing at 100 ping, I still enjoy it so much.
It's a confined competitive setting, if that makes sense.
Lots of people are great, which is always nice.
Yeah, Emily's really nice. If there's anyone out there who is looking for a fun Rocket League,
you can wait until they sponsor us, and then you can find out.
Got him. Emily's great.
But
love them.
Yeah. So I think this could lead into our last topic.
Yeah, I was actually going to say it because it's pushing 1 hour.
Which is talking about the channel directly. Things like our schedule, plans, future.
Things that we've had trouble with that we may not have thought that we would have trouble with.
Yeah.
Before doing it.
Let's go, Annie. Can you go pull up the schedule and run through what we're hoping the schedule to be?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
In, say, a month or two at the most.
Yeah, just on base knowledge, I believe we're at least trying to do like 3 uploads a week. at minimum.
It's
I think
it's
is what we're
minimum,
doing.
but it's more.
Yeah,
Right,
I know
right.
what
That's
hoping
just off
to
of
go
what
for
I
like
remember.
5 to 6
Yeah, we'll see how well that works and how much energy we still have after
after a
doing that
month
for
or
a
2.
little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I don't know. I think all of us enjoy doing it. It's not like, oh man, we gotta do this many uploads this week. Oh god, now I gotta edit. It's something that we all enjoy doing in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like terrible to do. Just a lot
Yeah.
of work.
But it's.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's start with the obvious thing, which is this podcast,
Right.
which we are hoping to be getting out twice a month.
Yeah, I think that was the starting plan.
Yeah.
Then maybe if it gets better or easier
One of those two or both.
every
Yes.
week, but I'd still keep it bi-weekly, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Same.
think that's a safer approximation for now, at least.
And that's gonna be Monday release date for our podcast.
Indeed.
Then
Okay.
there is a Danganronpa series going on, and it's gonna be going on for a pretty
Pretty long time.
Pretty long time,
Couple
yeah.
months,
Well,
Actually-
I'm guessing at least
maybe
50 videos.
July. Would that be right? March, April, May, June. June.
I think it's
July,
gonna be at least half a
probably.
year until we're done.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's going out twice a week, which is Tuesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Which, oh boy, you guys are not prepared. Oh man, I don't know when this is going up, but man, I was not prepared. I really enjoy the series, so it's fun. See
yeah,
all
go
our,
watch it at the playlist, Danganronpa playlist.
yeah, watch all our terrible voice acting and improv.
If you look in the top right, there's a card pointing to it right now. Thank you.
Nice. Good thinking.
Hey, we're YouTubers now.
And what about Wednesday, Annie?
Wednesday is gonna be hopefully every week, but I think it shouldn't be hard since we do a lot of 3 sessions. It's gonna be a 3v3 Rocket League shenanigans. It's gonna be down to about 3 or 4 games per video of us playing 3v3.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Uncut.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think we're editing it very much.
not much. I'm leaving it all because there's not really silent moments. So
Yeah. As you can tell, we talk pretty easily.
Yeah, things, especially when we're playing Rocket League, and either things are going really well or really bad. There's always something to talk about.
There's always something going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So, yeah.
And, yeah, going down to Friday. That is super.
Are we doing that Friday?
A Freaky Fridays,
Did we
dude.
decide on Friday? Did we decide
Yeah,
on
Freaky
Friday? I don't even remember.
Fridays.
Yeah, we did
Wait,
decide.
all right, we should put a disclaimer because we don't know.
Subject to change.
Yeah, we don't know how well we're going to do with that. Not in terms of like, content, the value or whatever, but just us as people of like sitting down to actually play through horror games.
Yeah.
It's a
that'll be
plan
interesting.
and a future
To
idea.
date this
but-
podcast, we have a lot of time because of the coronavirus and the quarantines.
Self-isolated.
Hopefully everybody is being safe and is well.
Wash your damn hands.
Wash your hands before you
Hygiene.
click on this podcast.
Clean your mouse. Was that the only?
So Freaky Friday.
What
Yeah.
about? I was gonna say, did we have something on Saturday? I don't remember.
No, not
No.
at this time. It's a
Right.
it's a release day off.
So what? Before we get too far, what is Freaky Friday?
Oh, I guess I should explain it since I had the idea.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like if anyone has ever seen something like what is it? Super Scary Squad or something like that. It's basically just us playing a horror game, or one of us playing a horror game while the other two watch on. And basically just playing it for fun. And we're probably not going to do very well in terms of how we handle it. So our reactions could be very comical to everyone else. But there have also just been some games that I think some of us have wanted to play, but we're too afraid to play by ourselves. It's like, hey, we'll just make this into content and force, everyone else to watch it with us. So that's what we're gonna try to do on Fridays, and it's not like set in stone that it's the same game every Friday. We might do a series of some kind if we really enjoy the game or it's really doing well, but we might just do like a different one each week, or we might even take suggestions from people on what horror game should we play this week, sort of thing.
Put it in the comments below.
And
Freaky
hope we can
Friday.
afford it.
By the way, I was actually thinking of Layers of Fear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That one's probably pretty good. I think that I'm pretty sure I have that from Epic, because it was free at some point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I saw that I completely forgot about was Yume Nikki. It was free on Steam.
Or is that the Japanese ones?
It's like it's a pixelated story one, kind of like in the vein, I think, of like maybe taking influence from like Undertale or Earthbound, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that one's supposed to be more like psychological horror too.
Yeah.
Like boo.
Even better.
Mm-hmm. I love psychological horror.
To help any not sleep in there.
I'm already scared.
Make me question my life and my existence. Don't scare me for 5 seconds, okay? I hate that.
Pretty much.
And then I guess Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
That's the biggest and first thing we started with, which is 1 week Rocket League funny moments, and the other week it's Escape from Tarkov. Yeah, Escape from Tarkov. Funny moments.
That's all quickly edited. I mean, lovingly edited. Curated content of
I
moments that'll make you
assume
giggle.
in the future as well, it could be different games
Yeah,
every week.
we'll see how it
depending
goes for
on-
season 1.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. But it could be like maybe when Starbase comes out, or some
Yeah,
other game.
definitely.
Something
When
like that.
Starbase comes out, if it ever comes out, I really want to push out content for that as well.
Schedule be damned. Nothing but content.
Trying.
17 videos per day.
Oh God, I can't imagine people who put out 2 videos a day. I'm like, you are insane.
Yeah, there's 3 of us and we can't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Well, I
have
mean, at least with
jobs.
them, I would say most of them who do that actually are able to do it, full time and hire people
Mhm.
to edit for
Mhm.
them. Whereas we're like, coordinate getting together, which leads into the challenges of time zones and trying to schedule just recording dates for things.
But I think we're doing pretty good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So, since we're almost at an hour, let's quickly do plans and future ideas.
Do we have any?
Ooh.
Well, me and you, Nanny, we just spent about 5 hours talking about Starbase
Oh yeah.
and how we're trying to get like a roadmap of content planned before the game comes out.
Mhm.
So we're on the ball and ready to go to become one of the big names in the Starbase community,
Mhm.
Hopefully.
or at least content creators at the very least. And aside from that, I'm not really too sure what other ideas we have.
I think possibly in the future we could maybe add music of some kind to our repertoire, whatever that may be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could just be actual music or covers, or it could be like demoing a software or a tutorial on how to do something or like a certain genre or whatever. But who knows?
Mhm.
I was actually
Other than
thinking
that-
yesterday, after all this fucking schedule we did,
Mhm.
and I remembered that I actually wanted to do coding tutorials. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit, how would I do
Yeah,
that
that's
now?
I thought about that offhand as well. Which I mean, it's not like we can't just
Yeah.
put them in.
You can just break the schedule.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
speed content if you feel like it.
That's kind of what I do.
I think I'll.
I don't have a schedule.
None of us do.
True.
Ish.
Maybe.
I mean, we
I'm like-
do now, but
I'm like super dependent on
Independently.
Ali's schedule. Like, I'm so lost in days.
What can I
When
say?
he's
I'm
not
a
working now.
mastermind here. But
mm,
yeah, I think we all try, and we have about a 5-hour window where we're all together,
yeah.
and we try to make the most of it.
Mhm. And I think we've been, for the most part, doing pretty well so far with keeping to schedule and consistency, which
Mhm.
for all of us, I think, has been difficult
Something.
trying to do that on our own. So having
Some-
other people to be like, hey, we need to do this on this day. It's like, all right, let's get it done. Makes things much easier.
Yeah, and I think that is us all wrapped up on topics.
Pretty much.
Yep, I think that's done for our inaugural episode.
Roll the
Our
outro.
unnamed podcast. Roll the outro, but first, if you would, please like the video and, check out the description where we will have links to all of our social media and we will also have links to all of our individual Twitch streams. If you'd be so kind, please go out and follow them. We will probably not be streaming, but who knows, maybe one of us will.
Also, check our Twitter accounts too, where you can find us and get more updates
Yeah.
on stuff.
Yeah, we're actually posting clips on social media every day.
Every single day. Oh my god, we are organized. My goodness.
Oh boy.
Ah.
But until then,
Unbearable.
we will see you guys again in 2 weeks. And I hope you guys have a nice night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.